Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Wise Tech for Wise Money. Today's episode is titled Data, Insight, and Decision Making How Research Really Drives Growth. I'm Gary Wayne, founder of A1 Solutions. At A1 Solutions, we work with business owners, leadership teams, and investors to help them grow more intelligently, using better strategy, smarter use of technology, and clearer market positioning. This podcast is part of that work. Today's episode is focused on data, insight, and decision making, and how research actually gets used in practice. Today, my guest is Thomas George, founder of DoWell Research. Thomas, it's great to have you with us. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me for this episode.
It's good to have you here. To get us started, could you give us a bit of background on your career and how you got into research and how you formed DoWell?
Okay, I I have around 25 plus years experience in research. I started my career as an engineer. Then I shifted to management field and I worked with some corporates in my early days after university. Then I started. Then data was a big thing at that time. Converting data was a big thing, not like a big data. Actually, everyone is trying to convert the physical data to digital form at that time. Then we entered to the data analysis area. Then I got fascinated with the output what we can generate through data analysis, especially finding the patterns and how these patterns can be contributing to decisions and how to track decisions, and the decisions will be having a time series, that is in which time or which pattern is applicable most. These are the area where we concentrate and I am fascinated with. Then we started with available data. We call it as secondary data, that is available data in books or in some journals. Then we shifted to the primary data. What is primary data? Is the data collected from the real life, that is from field. So it's more interesting because it's a contextual data as well as it's talk about customers or people's life. So we continued the journey and step by step we entered to global companies and big brands, and we are catering to big brands and we are helping big brands to find the contextual data from the customers to redefine, as otherwise fine tune their products. Maybe the product is developing in a lab. After that they comes to us to fine tune in the real life environment. That's what
How
we are.
did you actually come to set up DoWell Research?
Okay, that's very interesting thing because we started with my colleagues from uni.
Right.
So then, okay, people in with a different specialization, and we started with engineering and IT person and finance person. That's way, but we are together in that university. Then we started as a small company. Then we move forward and we started. Actually, I'm over, and recently we started in Australia.
So now you're a multinational company.
Otherwise, it's
US.
okay. Yeah, there is no presence now.
Tell me, what were the early days like in terms of finding clients and challenges? How did you manage that?
Initially, the main challenge is it's very difficult to convince a client what we can do, what's our capabilities, because always client trust the big brands in data analysis area. Maybe they look into McKinsey or similar brands for their trusted data analysis. And so that was a big challenge. We had to convince them we can do the same thing and in a better way. So immediately they will ask how you can do it in a better way, because they have a lot of experience, they have a lot of expertise. That the approach was, we are doing the data anyway. Any data analysis is based on the intellectual work. So if you go to a big brand, what they do, they will strategize the work and execute the work with the juniors or the interns. Normally a big company can do the same, only with the junior people they can really execute that project. So in our case, being a small company at that time, or medium sized company also, we are dipping our hands to each project, so the quality is assured, because you will get our expertise, not interns expertise or junior person's expertise. When we explain all those things, okay, show me what you can do. Okay, we can do some case studies, give me a pilot project. Of course, we started pilot project free of cost. We voluntarily do the pilot projects for them, then they convince, then step by step we enter into their confidence level.
How do you explain DoWell Research to someone new?
We innovate from people's minds. That is the one sentence we do. We innovate from people's minds. That is, the innovation trigger or the change is happening from people's perspective. So in our terms, we always say that there is an open innovation and closed innovation. There are two methods. Anyone can easily understand when I give some examples for that. For example, in the case of Apple is using closed innovation. What means their innovation is starting from their lab, not from customers. But when you take the case of Google, the innovation starts from field. What people are saying, what people need, they analyze that first, then they strategize or they formulate the product. Apple is in the other way around. They design a futuristic product, then give to customers and test it. That is closed innovation and open innovation. So actually we work in the area of open innovation. That's why we call it just innovating from people's minds. So if you have an idea, don't start it. Go to people, go to targeted consumer and test that idea first. Talk to them what they have in their mind in that geography or in that context. Collect that idea, then rework in your lab and do it.
So, can you give me a couple of examples of the type of research projects you've done or would do?
Okay, some examples like maybe around 1, 2, 3 years back, we had done a very interesting project that talk about speed of YouTube videos. In some countries, the internet is very fast, so YouTube is having no issues; it will work. But in some countries, they are still in the developing stage. YouTube won't work. So what's the problem the client is facing is when YouTube video is not working well or it's buffering, they will say that it's a problem with video. They won't admit that it's a problem with their phone or their internet connection. So actually the blame comes to the client's shoulder. Your platform is slow. That's the way. So how to tackle this situation? And first thing is we have to identify where are the areas this problem is happening globally. Of course, the African continent has the same problems, but Singapore or some developed countries have no issues because their internet is fast. Okay, we identify that geographies where the problem is facing. Okay, then we talk to people in different segment, especially in the very low internet area, and how they are getting all these videos and what's the buffering time and all those things, and we give the solution or give the strategic solution. I am not saying the technology, we are not doing the technology solution, we are giving the strategic solution how to move forward. So anyway, there is no question about explaining the internet is slow or your phone is bad. That is a basic reason your YouTube is not working. People can't understand it. People won't accept. So if you, as a client, if you want to market, you have to find a solution. Technology should adjust to that. the video should work. Then we work together. The technology they developed is, instead of sending packets of, I think everyone knows how the video is streaming to another phone, so it's sending as a packet. Then we will be reducing, the technology is developed in such a way that it will be reducing the packet size up to 1 frame according to the speed of internet. So it's automatically changing that packet size. Then again we tested in the field. Then it becomes successful because customer don't know whether how many packets are coming and how many packets are not coming. Doesn't matter whether the video is running smoothly or not. Then the technology solved that problem based on that context and based on that geography. So these type of contributions we are giving to the client, because client is working from lab, they can't understand this scenario.
What type of clients do you typically work with?
Mainly with global companies. Major client is Google. Then we work with Spotify. We work with Johnson and Johnson. We work with Sanofi. We work with Uber. A lot of big brands we work with, because they are the people who is looking to the global product and design down to the local scenarios.
What do people normally misunderstand about market research?
One misunderstanding is they think it as a share market, the stock market. So that's a entirely different thing. When we talk about market research, they think that there is a stock information which stock I have to invest. That's a basic misunderstanding. That's okay. Then other thing is, market research is, people feel that they can sell something through market research, because we can introduce a product, we can sell. But actually that's not the scenario, and we are theoretically, or according to some guidelines and rules by the market research, we are not supposed to introduce or sell any product. We are doing research, and most of the research we are doing without explaining or without disclosing the client name. Most of them are white label research. Otherwise the people who is responding to our research will be biased. To avoid that is always a white label research. So the problem with medium scale and small companies, they could not understand what is research and what is the purpose of research. But big brands, they know what it is. They are investing a lot on research, because for them the cost of failure is very high. If their product failed, then cost of failure is very high. That's why they will invest. They will analyze everything, and it's actually we call it, in technology side, it's called as sprints of innovation. Sprints of innovation means it will be doing a small moves. Maybe every week we will be doing research and giving the report back to client, and they will change the technology, or they will try another technology and come to us, and again we have to analyze. Then after maybe in 6 months the product will be completed. That's one method all big companies are using in technology. So these things that medium scale companies or common people can't understand. That's very difficult to explain what we are doing to a common man.
You said most of your clients are big clients. Are there more and more smaller companies using research to identify their services and what is appropriate for the market?
In last 5 years, the medium scale companies are coming to research, but actually they are not investing on research, but in being everything become digital and online. Now they are getting free data. The best example is Google reviews. Actually they are doing research now just by Google reviews. So they will be putting a Google business page, and there are Google reviews are coming, they can analyze it. At least they will get a glance of what is happening in their business. But there also we are giving a lot of additional input, because what is a change in every week or in a period of time, what the change in Google reviews, all these time series analysis, lot of analysis we are giving based on that data itself. So Google reviews gives a good awareness among medium level and small people. But the type of research what we are doing, and one more thing I want to contribute is we work with People will think where we contribute in a big companies. We are working with R&D team of the company. We are not working with the marketing team. We are not working with any sales team. We are doing R&D people, research and development people. That is, we are working on product which is going to come in 2027 or 2030. Yeah, that's a futuristic market we are trying now, and get the information and design that product from the research table or ideation table onwards.
Well, what trends are you seeing in demand overall?
So the main trends now is AI. Of course,
Yeah.
the last 5 years, AI comes in a big way. There are two ways looking into that. One is AI is capturing or taking a lot of jobs from the market research, especially the analysis job or translation. There are a lot of small jobs in market research that is taken by AI. Another thing is the moderator. Moderator means the interviewer. There are AI based interviewers are available. There's a more advanced form of Alexa or more advanced form of Google Home. They can also interview. So immediately the data is captured, data is analyzed, everything happened so fast. So a lot of jobs has gone from market research. That's one area. That's a negative side of it. But when you look into the positive side of it, market research is now affordable or understandable to middle level companies and small companies. So the market size is grown big. The total market size is grown big because medium scale companies and small companies are adding to that. Maybe 10 years back, before COVID period, only big giants knows what is market research. No others. They learned it some in a university, but actually they won't practice it. Now everyone is using some data for some analysis. Maybe Google reviews or some other data they are using it, and so the market size is grown big. Then the next step is for every point you can see a feedback. Maybe you are ordering something from McDonald's. When you get the food, the food is reached, immediately they will ask for a feedback. When you go to a washroom and come back again, they will be asking for a feedback. So that means just think about the market size is grown so big to take that data, consumer data back. So the technology is added. So based on this technology, the turnaround time, that is how much time to get the analysis back to a client, is shortened. So now we are talking about real time data, immediate analysis and real time analysis. In last 2 years, there is a big shift that is moving to the more advanced level of AIs. In 2026, it's really a big shift, that is agentic AI. Agentic AI means it will think and react to the queries. So agentic AI is coming in. So in agentic AI, there is a huge potential coming in for the market research people. What the potential is, when this AI is developed by big companies or developers, because this AI, 5 years back, the AI is just answering what you are asking, not beyond that. Now AI has to think and react. Think means it has to look into the context, it has to look into the emotional factors, it has to look into positive, negative side, lot of things it should consider, then only it can think. So then the thinking process starts from the real environment where the question starts. For example, when you ask a question in London, when you ask the same question in Singapore, or when you ask the same question in Nairobi, it's having a different answers from the same AI. So the market for market researchers, the work for market research at that point is, while designing stage of this agentic AI, they have to validate these answers, whether it is right or wrong. So make sure that the agentic AI learned it properly, then only it can go to the real customers. So the buzzword means that definition is reinforcement learning through consumer feedback, through human feedback. Actually, RLHF, reinforced learning using human feedback. That means when the agentic AI is designed, it has to test in the different context and learn it. Maybe earlier market research people has generate the report and report to their client. Now actually the report goes to AI and it is learning. So there are also good potential for research. Then the market size is expanding, but is a high technology field. That's why the traditional market research they are in trouble. They could not move forward. This AI is coming not only in softwares, it's every product we have, including automobiles. It reacts according to the situation. Maybe in a white goods, in a consumables, or your washing machine or dishwasher, everywhere it's coming. So actually, it should react according to the context. But the technology person in market research, they have good potential. Otherwise, it's very difficult to move forward.
Talking about AI, how much has it changed your business? Has it cut your overhead? Has it made your job easier?
Yes, I reduced to, even the thing is, manpower is reduced to 10%. That is 90% of manpower is removed because of AI. But I am not stopping at that point. What I do is I increased manpower to reach more customers. That's what I am doing. But the problem is the experienced people who is not learning this area, or not interested to work with AI, then they can't do anything. They can't do much contributions. That's a problem they are facing. So actually, we change the manpower to more knowledge sector, and our business is okay. It's fine, and especially in this AI side, it's a lot of business is coming now. Instead of just traditional market research, we are developing these contextual information for AI.
Okay, moving forward and talking about client engagement, how do you typically start with a client engagement wise? How do you define what's really needed? What does success look like? How involved are clients? Where is the most value created?
It is a co-creation. There is, it's not like we get a project and we complete the project and get back to working like that, because we are working with R&D people. Actually, it's a co-creation. Meeting will be more every alternate days, and when we are doing projects, they will come to the field along with us to learn. So that's the way global people are working. So the middle level companies or regional companies can't understand that scenario. For us, we always in the tense mood that vice president of a MNC, a global brand is with us in field. How to take care of that person? Just think about a vice president of that R&D team is with us. Sometimes I feel that 10 or 15 people are with us from client side. They want to learn what is happening in the field. Otherwise, how they can uh, how they can convince that this is a problem in field. We can explain a lot of things, at the same time they have to convince. In some cases they may not be available physically, that will be streaming online and direct real time, they will get it. Sometimes offline, but nowadays most of the interviews are streaming directly to their laptop, so they can see.
What problems have you faced growing the business?
Growing the business always, our next development is uh, like big consultants. We had to be in the boardroom. Boardroom means we should be contributing their decisions in the board level with product strategies. Mainly I'm talking about, I'm not talking about the financial things or anything like that. The R&D top level discussions, we should be there, but we are not to that level, because We are one or two steps away from the big consulting firms. They are in the board level and they will be like a partner they are working. We are working on project basis. We have long term contracts. That's for their quality check and process check. Then they are giving project by project. But in big consultancies, what they are working as a partner. There is no project by project. So we are that part is we are struggling, or we are trying hard to reach, but it's not an easy level. We should also have a very big brand image as well as corporate level. Then only we can reach there.
How important is visibility and thought leadership?
Our leadership.
Well, visibility so people can see you, and obviously thought leadership from you. How much of that are you doing?
So what we do is I am continuously releasing newsletters, articles, and posts continuously, and over mail as well as in LinkedIn. So visibility is a very important thing for us. But actually, the visibility what we concentrate is in the visibility through case studies. We will say a lot of case studies, and we have very strict NDA conditions, so we could not disclose everything. So we have to follow that NDA conditions. So case studies are prepared based on real data, but by hiding a lot of information. Then these case studies we are using for visibility. And being a consultancy or this type of research company, it's not like product selling, so we can't say that, oh, we have these things for you, nothing like that. So actually we have to explain through the case studies, then the client will come to us whether you can do that, you can do this. That's the way visibility works for us.
Where do you want to be in the next 3 years?
As I said earlier, we should be in a board level for some customers, some brands. Another thing is we are looking for more visibility through conferences. I already spoke in different conferences, stand-up presentations, but still I'm looking for more presentations, more high value, and for example, conference like Innovation Roundtable in Copenhagen. So where all the big giants are coming. We want to present a paper. So that's not an easy thing, because they have to invite me. Then only I can do that. So these type of visibilities I am looking for, and at the same time we started a small, but now it is small, but actually started a division as a product. That is, we are catering to small and medium companies, especially very small, tiny companies. I am saying the tiny companies. What we are doing is we are giving a physical product. For example, QR codes. That's maybe, or NFC. NFC means near field communication stickers. So these QR codes they can use in their product. Then they can take the feedback, and it will be connecting to our servers, and we will give the report to client. So what's the difference between these concept and what we are giving to the global brands is, for global brands what we are doing is exclusive projects, but for the small companies it's not exclusive. Their information is exclusive, but the platform is not exclusive. So we can cater to all the companies. So that's a next what we call product division we are starting, and it's the trial run is going on now, and you can buy some QR codes from Amazon or any platform.
All right,
and you
very
can use
good.
it.
Tell me, if you could change one thing about business use of research, what would it be?
In UX research, okay, in UX research, I want to implement or we have to change the data science, the present data science structure. So mainly the data science is happening through technocrats. Actually, data science is from statistics. So day by day, statistics is going away from data science, and they are just putting some data and give the output. That's why people could not judge the quality. So I will rebuild or reintroduce in a different way the traditional statistics to data science. That is what I am looking for. I am more interested. So that, because that is the base of any data science.
Before we wrap up, what advice would you give founders considering research?
As a client should look into. I can give advice to two categories. One is client, and other is researcher. So for client, they should rely on research, and the intuition based business is over. Everyone is looking to data, and based on the data you have to move forward every day. If you are looking to the intuition based business, most of the developing countries or underdeveloped countries, they are using intuition based business. They are just thinking, okay, this is good, I can do that, that is good, bad, I am not interested in that way. So that is not the right way to do business. You have to rely on data is available now, at least from government also data is available. You can look into the data and do it. That is the advice I have to give to the small clients, that's medium level clients. That is the reason the global clients are successful, because they are looking to data before taking a decision. As a researcher, they have to learn technology, otherwise they will be out.
Okay. So, in wrapping up, where can people find you, and what's one takeaway you'd like listeners to remember?
Yeah, so always I am open in LinkedIn, so anyone can talk to me in LinkedIn. So just check for Thomas George at DoWell Research. You can connect me. Otherwise, you can connect me over email. I am happy to discuss with anyone at any time. Doesn't matter. So it's my pleasure to talk to any person with data, or any person for futuristic strategies.
Thomas, well, thanks very much for today's podcast. It's been very, very interesting. I didn't realize there was so much to data research. It's something I must really look into even more. I'd like to thank the listeners for listening to Wise Tech for Wise Money. And you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can find me on my website. Obviously, A1 Solutions is actively doing these web podcasts, and we're here to help anybody that is interested in AI, automation, and technical solutions to their business. Thomas, don't go away. I'd love to have a chat with you in a minute, but I'd like to thank you once again for being on the podcast.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Yeah.